raking crossfield passes. But you see some of the women can do that. I mean, the captain of England, what's her name, Williamson, before
Mm.
her injury, she was excellent. And actually, these inch perfect passes. So I think the ability, the talent is definitely there. Again, we see the effects of a very good manager in Serena Wiegman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't let anybody get above themselves, and they're all stars. That's the way I think she plays it. And again, that coaching side with her colleagues as well. You see them actually on the bench when the camera goes in on them. In so many football management nowadays, they're chatting away to their number two, their number three, not just saying, well, what I say goes, even
Yeah.
elsewhere,
Yeah.
though that is the
Yeah.
case. But they've learned that you've got to spread it around. You've got to get the best information from as wide a sources as you can. So, yeah, I really enjoy women's football. I think it's coming on very, very well. Especially when you get the big crowds. I mean, the Wembley
Yeah.
game the other day, a week or two ago, was pretty much a sellout, I think. So, yeah, I think they're doing great. And,
Yeah.
when I used to play football for my organisation, we also used to have inter-branch hockey matches. Now,
Right.
I was never a great hockey player, but I found it very difficult to
Yeah.
play. But I used to enjoy it. But we think nothing and have never thought anything of women's hockey teams. You watch a women's hockey; it's a tough game. Women or men's hockey, this little hard ball, that they hit.
Yeah.
But we don't think, oh, well, they're inferior to the men. I've always assumed there's just a great equality about it. And in many ways, football could be the same, but it won't be because of the speed, the physicality, I think, that goes into men's football. And women are constantly moving forward and evolving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that will continue. I do.
Yeah. And I'm quite happy about that. I'm quite happy about that. Where, they're almost rubbing shoulders with the men's team. I mean, considering that, they've not long been actively in the public eye. So they are doing really well. Yeah. So what one thing I was going to say, just moving on from the female women's football, was it's directed at Femi actually, because I know he's a Chelsea fan. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good. So what happened to you, man? What happened to Chelsea?
All right. From my own perspective and from my own understanding,
Yeah.
I think the switch from Abramovich to this new owner, it's a change of management.
Right.
And when you have a change of management, if there's no continuity,
Yeah.
there's always going to be a problem.
Right.
The way Abramovich has been managing it, and there was continuity and there was like harmony between the management, between the top management,
Right.
between the go forward, their goal.
Right.
This is what we want to achieve. This is what we are going. The
Right.
moment a new management came in,
Yeah.
everything became like, all right, we want to do it this way. We want to do it a different way. We want to do it a different way. And also, what I see, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
Frank Lampard, Graham Potter, they're all good coaches.
Right. Okay.
But if you want to win,
Yeah.
if you want to remain at the top, there are a combination of things you have to consider.
Okay.
The number one thing, the management has to have a way forward.
Right.
You must get a first class, world class coach. And the kind of players you want to bring into your team as well must have the same mentality. Like I was telling somebody some few weeks back where we're discussing football.
Yeah.
And I said, if you look at the team United have back in the days when they kept winning the Premiership.
Right. Okay.
If you look at a player like Roy Keane, I specifically mentioned Roy Keane as a player.
Right.
Roy Keane, you won't say he's got this kind of skill Beckham has.
Right.
He has not got the kind of skill Beckham has. Or neither can you say he's got the kind of skill George Best had then.
Right.
But he has got that mentality, the winning mentality. He doesn't want to lose. And when you have a player, when you have a team that does not want to lose, don't get me wrong, once or twice, they might lose. If they lose this week, next week, they're not going to lose.
Right.
Believe me, they're not going to lose. If you have players like that who have that mentality, you keep winning. And that's what you need in a team. And the nucleus of this Chelsea is not all about skill. Oh, he's got skill. He can dribble 10 players. No. He can dribble 10 players, but has he got that mentality? Has he got that mentality? Has he got that winning mentality? I also go back to my son, Tomisi, my son. He plays for one of the local teams in my area.
Right.
He never wants to. He never wants to lose.
Right,
He's got that mentality. He's always fighting. And if the nucleus of his teammate have the same mentality,
right,
they'll be winning week in, week out.
Right,
but there are some in there that coaches need to nurture and make them get to that stage of that winning mentality and culture. If they don't have it, they don't have it.
Yeah.
The only way they can have it is they are born with it, or you build them to that standard.
Yeah.
So with this Chelsea team, they are not there yet. They still play like 10-year-old boys. That's what I keep saying. And this also boils down to the coaches they have over time.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that a coach must always have their voice on every situation. I'm not saying push them around, but you must tell them, make them see reason. And if they are not seeing reason, take them out and put somebody who's in the way you want to play.
Yeah.
And you see some young players, they are ready to win.
Right. Okay.
Whatever the coach tells them to do, they go there and do. But this Chelsea team, sorry to say, they are still not up to standard.
Yeah.
They need a more standard and quality coach, world-class coach.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Look at when Guardiola got into this team. That was when City had a turnaround and had that winning mentality. Every season, you always say City is going to win it.
Yeah.
But if you look at the previous coaches they've had, you can't say categorically that, City is going to win it this season.
Yeah.
But when you have such coaches know how to get those players that have the same mentality with them.
Right. Okay.
So that's the problem with Chelsea.
Right. All right. Just before I go on to Trevor, I was just going to say, you've not had a bad season anyway. You've not really, compared to other.
Yeah, it's not really a bad season, to be honest. It's not really a bad season.
Yeah. Right. So over to Trevor. What do you think is wrong with Chelsea at this?
Well, I don't think there's much wrong with them, and because they had the new owner. Was it Todd Bowley, something like that?
Todd Bowley, Ed Bowley, and
yeah. Mega rich man, and that isn't always a great thing, because I think he probably overpaid for one or two of the players because he could. I think Chelsea are in a transition type time, which every team will go through. I think they've had some very good performances. I mean, I particularly like the young captain who came to Palace on loan for a year. He's excellent. He's very good. I was a bit surprised that Pochettino threw the towel in. I got the feeling that it really was by mutual consent. That's often said when a manager's been sacked or something like that. But just reading between the lines, I just think he felt he couldn't do much more. And I think it probably suited the management, the owners, that he moved on as well. But I was still a bit surprised, because I respect him as a manager. I think he knows what he's doing. He clearly wanted to come back to the Premier League. So I was surprised. I don't know whether you've got any ideas who they may take on, if they've got somebody lined up. Maybe they do. But yeah, I think they're in the building process, Chelsea. I think they will always be a good side. I think they've always been an exciting team to watch. I like watching Chelsea. Yeah. They're a footballing team. Yeah. So I really hope they do well. They do.
Yeah. I mean, when I asked the question, what's wrong with Chelsea, I was thinking more of the chances that they could have had to deny Man City of another title. That's what I was saying. But overall, Chelsea's had a really good, well, not really, but they've had a really good season. Yeah, if I must say so. Yeah, they've not had a bad season.
And I mean,
compared to
but they're
yeah, sorry, go on.
So no, sorry to interrupt you. I was only going to say they managed to get from Man City Cole Palmer, who I think is one of the most incredible footballers in the Premier League. I mean, he can't put a foot wrong. You just and I haven't been to Chelsea for a long time, but when you see them on the television, he's always in the action, and his skill factor is incredible. I mean, you could say, why did Man City let him go? But of course, he was probably fourth in line to the position he holds. So Chelsea did very well to pick him up. And I think he could well be very much a future match winner time and again for them.
Yeah.
Great player. Great player.
So I want to come in there in that aspect of Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
There are several Cole Palmer in that team. If you look at Madueke, fantastic player. If you look at Enzo Fernandez, World Cup player. If you look at Moses Caicedo, fantastic player. Every player in that team individually are very good. But bringing them together as a unit is what is lacking. Don't get me wrong. And like I say, I'm very critical.
Yeah.
When Pochettino came in, I said it from the onset. I said, this is not the right coach for Chelsea.
All right.
No. I said it. He's a good coach, but with the kind of mentality Chelsea have and the kind of way being a Chelsea fan, he's going to probably take, and from what Pochettino has done at Tottenham and what I've seen him done in PSG, I kind of knew he's going to, if Pochettino is going to win any trophy in Chelsea at all, it's going to take him 4 years. That's the way I see it. But the only issue I have with Pochettino is he's not very outspoken.
Right.
No.
Like people like Antonio Conte, Thomas Tuchel, Jose Mourinho. If you're going to be a coach, you have to be outspoken. You have to be in charge.
Right.
You have to be in charge. Him getting them as a unit is a problem. But every player in that, honestly, every player in that Chelsea team, are you talking of this new guy from France that plays right back, that's deputizing for Reece James? Fantastic player, all of them. But getting them together as a unit is the problem.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's all we have time for today. It's been very interesting.
Very good.
Listening to both of you. That's good. So this is just a pilot, and I'm quite confident that we've done it justice. So this is good. So same time next week. Join us same time next week. I've been Emmy Hikins, your host of the football referee, and
I've been Trevor Gear,
and
I'm Femi Madariola.
Yeah. So join us again next week for another interesting season of the football referee. Goodbye.
Thank you.
We'll stop the recording.